So G3 signed with Def Jam, $8 million deal.
Yeah,
but there's some other things
G3.
going on. Yeah, G3, we not calling him LiAngelo no more. He G3.
It's gonna be a bill if you don't sell no records.
Right. No. So, okay. Look. Nah, that's exactly what we're here for right now. Because yesterday we broke the exclusive in the room that he was signed. $8 million was the number that we mentioned, and then people have been doing breakdowns of what the deal actually extends into. Now, I want to provide a timeline. So I reached out to a person familiar who understood and kind of got to see some of the situation, and they gave me the timeline of how the deal even came about. Some of the other offers that LiAngelo was offered as well too. But I want to start with last Friday because on Past the Aux, you knew last Friday. Why you ain't tell us? Let's listen.
I heard somebody told me yesterday he got signed. I don't know how true that is though.
I know he performing at
Rolling Loud.
But I don't.
Somebody was signing because it's a record that's taking off and people want to be on it.
Somebody told me he signed yesterday. I'm not gonna say who the label was.
To be signed?
Yes.
A nice hook.
Yep.
And they say he got some money too.
Really?
That's what somebody told me yesterday. So I don't, you know. You know how it is nowadays. Nowadays these labels want to sign somebody and say, "Keep doing your thing, though. You act like you're independent." So I don't know.
This is true.
Yeah. So January 3rd, right? The song dropped. When the song dropped, after that weekend, the song went crazy. Past the Aux happened that following Friday. That week in between the song dropping and Past the Aux, that's the week when everything was moving. So I'm told that the first deal that LiAngelo got the call for was $75,000. It was a smaller label. I don't know the name of the label. It was a smaller label. They wanted to do a distribution deal with him. So he was like, I don't think so. But the fact that labels are even calling, let's shop around a little bit and see what, what we can make happen, right? So then the fires happen. So he's having meetings, he's having conversations. The fires in LA happen, so everything shuts down. After everything kind of like comes back a little bit and they start taking meetings again, Universal is on the line. When Universal is on the line, I'm told that the first offer that Universal sent his way allegedly was $4 million. Off the rip, $4 million. So he's like, well, I kind of got a little bit of motion. The song is going crazy. Let me leverage it a bit more. Then the 7 happened, and then they ended at the 8. Now, right now, a lot of people are saying, well, the 8 is an advance. It's not guaranteed. It could go up to $13 million. Now, what I'm told, and this is not for his specific situation, but just looking at how these deals normally go with a person in his position who's already been famous and does have a little bit of motion prior to, is that even if that 8 isn't advanced all the way up front, it can come over periods of time. So he's still going to get the money. He can use it to go into whatever other songs. He's supposed to have another project on the way. This deal is supposed to be him owning all of his music and being able to fund and create his own label. He can use it across that. And then they have option periods where after certain things happen, whether the option is like 2 projects or 6 months or whatever, they come back and say, yo, in this option period, you did A, B, C, and D. Let's see if we want to spend the block. And that $13 million is that they already have that budgeted, but he can come back and say, well, actually, I did this within that period. Now I'm recouped. I want to make some more money. I want some more ownership.
This seems like a lot of money.
Yes,
and it seems a bit premature for a record that hasn't even charted yet.
For a hook.
That's what I said yesterday. It seems like a lot. Unless they heard something that we haven't heard as of yet, unless he has another artist that we don't know of. But
they just a bunch of old hype beasts in the Def Jam building.
Yeah, I was ready to say, but what's the last thing that Def Jam has really done though? Did they have any popping artists in the last what?
It's a great question, Jess.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think wasn't the Snoop Dogg? They brought Snoop Dogg in to do some stuff, right?
I think that was over.
I
think Snoop left when they go do Death Row.
That's the last time I heard about them, honestly, news wise.
What young artists and like who's popping right now on Def Jam?
And I will say,
what have they done?
Too.
Great question.
Are you looking it up? You see anything?
I don't.
G3 pops up.
G3.
Tweaker.
Well, I will say, so I asked that same question. I'm like, this not a little premature.
Coco Jones.
Coco Jones.
Okay.
They came up last year with
R&B singer.
Okay.
They came up with, I'm trying to think when I seen Def Jam reps up here. Recently too. Somebody was recently. That's probably Money Long when they came up recently.
But see, that's still R&B artists. You know what I'm saying? Like singers. Like they probably putting all of this on him because they like I said yesterday, they saying all these celebrities and they probably seeing the future of all the remixes too.
Yeah.
Isn't G Herbo with Def Jam? Is G Herbo?
I don't know.
I'm not for sure, but I will say
Money Long is though.
Money Long, yeah.
Like for me, I was like the same thing y'all was saying, but I will say yesterday when we broke that story in this room, that news went so crazy so fast. I think part of it was people didn't believe it. It was like, what? And then another part of it is he's a conversation point. And what I was told is like normally in a situation like this, when you come and you have that type of influence, a label will not just look at, okay, what songs are going to chart. It's like, yo, what the brand deal's looking like, how what the sync's going to look like. They can make money and recoup other ways off
You
of
think
him.
G3 signed to 360? That's what you're trying to say?
I don't know for sure. I'm just saying that sometimes this is how they can look at it. But I mean, look,
I wouldn't sign a 360 if I was him because he's still a ball player. So he still might have other endorsements and stuff in the future, maybe.
But there's other ways, like Armani White that signed a Def Jam. You might not have heard his record in a minute, but I hear it all through the playoffs. So they use it for licensing.
Yeah, yep.
Benny the Butcher signed there. Big Sean is signed there.
And licensing is a part of his deal. Like that is a part of this deal. I do know that.
Buju Banton is signed there.
Oh, wow.
Coco Jones, Connie Diamond.
All I know is we putting Jess in the studio. Okay, we got a record to record.
what's up.
We got to get this money.
Friday is there. R&B Center Friday.
I
We gotta
already
get a
got
little
it.
more.
Of course, Jadakiss. I'm trying to think of anybody else. Janae Aiko.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
But yeah, I mean,
Lady London.
So
they
like
just
Jess
hopped
said,
on
what have
it.
they done in a minute? They ain't done this recently.
pretty
What
much.
have you
What
done
have you done for
recently?
me lately?
You know.
Well, in other news, real quick, Caitlin Clark. Some sad news with Caitlin Clark. She's okay, but there was a 55-year-old man who's actually just been arrested on Sunday for felony stalking when it comes to her. He was arrested in Indianapolis on Sunday after he repeatedly kept sending her threats, sexually violent messages, and other messages on social media. He sent her different tweets. These tweets happened from December 16th to January 2nd. Basically, he actually traveled to Indianapolis. Police tracked his IP and saw that he was in Indianapolis, went and did a welfare check. They basically told him, like, yo, cool out. You're scaring her. She's scared. She said, like, yo, she's had to change her public appearance because of these tweets and things that you're sending her. And the tweets still continue. So they went back. They arrested him. And some of them, they're saying some of these tweets, they wouldn't, a lot of outlets didn't mention the actual tweets, but they're saying some of them alluded to things that were like sexual battery. So,
Yo, I'm tripping. You said Caitlin Clark. I'm over here.
Yeah, Caitlyn Clark.
Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner. I'm like, change his appearance again? But I did not know. When you said Indianapolis, I'm like,
Jess!
oh, Shorty. He talking about Shorty. Okay. I'm like, why are we doing this story about
So you went back to Bruce? Now Bruce now. I'm
Yeah,
being
to
stalked.
change his appearance. He changed it back.
Went back to where, Jess?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So I'm glad that she
That is
alright, though.
convenient, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
All
Caitlin
right.
Clark. I got you.
y'all get on my nerves.
Okay.
All right. That was
Girl.
Jess with the mess.
All right. Yo. I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna be Bruce today. Caitlin got a stalker.
When we come back, we got the People's Choice mix. It's the Breakfast Club. Come on.
Sorry. That was
Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.